Welcome back for another session on integration with OpenAI Chat APIs using Mulesoft. My name is Vivek Raja. I'm Mulesoft architect working on OpenAI integrations. In today's presentation, we're going to look at how to use Mulesoft to do the integrations with OpenAI Chat API. So there's a lot of benefits around this use case. This is more used in automating the chatbot and also more for the data-driven conversationals where it reduces a lot of response times and improves the customer support. So we'll look at some of the prerequisites and the setups required. So you have to have an account with OpenAI. So you can go to platform.openai.com, create an account. You may need a credit card, but for the initial usage, it could be free. And I've also attached the API documentations, familiar yourself with API documentations. So this is the API documentations here. If you go here, you can click this API reference and then look for yourself the how do we make the call to the OpenAPI API for this, and then what are the things you have to pass, the headers and the payload. All this information is there in this documentations. So let's quickly look at some of the steps to create a Mulesoft project for this integration. The first one is you're going to start with creating a project from the scratch. Then you're going to create a HTTP listener and then HTTP request to invoke the OpenAI API. So you would be passing the security header, whatever the API key that you generated once you created the account with OpenAI. You will pass this in the header, and then you will pass the payload. Payload is this is the payload that you will pass, and I'm going to show you in the demo. There is instead of hard coding this content, we are going to make it more dynamic to pass it from the call. I'll show you how to make it dynamic, and also the last one is how do we handle the API response. Once you get the response back from the API, we're going to extract the message.content and then respond it back. Now, some of the best practice for the integration would be to make sure we efficiently use this API, set up the limits, make sure it's not overused, and also handle errors like scenarios where you have too many requests and server errors. You need to make sure you handle it. And also the last thing is the caching mechanism. Wherever there are frequently asked questions, you may want to cache those into the thing for that so that you don't avoid making call to API for every time. So with this, we are going to get into the live demo. I'm going to go to the Mulesoft Studio. We're going to quickly look at how to build this integration. So if you guys are familiar with Mulesoft Studio, so you're going to start from here. So I'm going to start creating a new project, and I'm going to name this project as Mule OpenAI, and click Next. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a config file. So I'm going to go to the main resource, click this, and then right click, and then create a folder. Folder is env, and we're going to create file. We're going to say config dash dev dot aml, and we're going to cut and paste the variables. So we're going to put it here, and we're going to pass the API key. So API key is something that you, when you created the account, you get that API key here. So if you go to the settings and then you go to look at the API key, so this is where you have the API key. So once you created this key, you will not be able to get it back. So make sure you store this key in some appropriate place. So now I'm going to take this and store it here. Sorry, I'm going to keep it here. Okay, so I have the API key here. Now I have the config file ready, so I'm going to go to the here. I'm going to create a global config. So I'm going to go here and do a global config dot XML. And then we're going to create config, and then we're going to say HTTP listener. So this is going to be a default one. We don't have to do anything. And we're going to create a HTTP request. So next one would be the HTTP request. So here we're going to pass the host. The host would be this, and make sure you change this to HTTPS, okay? And then 443, and that's it. I think we are ready with the configuration. Now let's go to the main flow, and then we're going to drag and drop the listener. So we're going to say this is get text, then slash text. Now I'm going to drag and drop a transformer here. So in the transformer, we're going to say this is the payload that we're going to pass. So I'm going to cut and paste this here, and then change this to JSON. So where I'm getting this value is I'm getting this from the API documentation. So if you go to the API documentation, and if you go down, you'll see those in the API documentation here. So here's where I'm taking it. So the only thing is, instead of hard coding this content, I'm dynamically passing this so that we can pass this in our call when we invoke this API. Okay. Now let's make a call to the OpenAI API. So I'm going to put it here. So we're going to say, let's add this, and path, let's put the path name, Control C, and go to the query, and Control C. Always. Now let's go one more time, then verify. So this should be post. Okay. So this is a mistake most of the people do. This is a post, and this is the URL, and this is the body, and the header is all looks good. And make sure there is a gap here after this where all looks good. Now let's cut and paste the last one, which is to get the response from the API. So this is also, I'm going to cut and paste this here. This is what we want to do. We want to do the content here, save it. So it looks all good. We're ready to compile the code now. So we can see that this is there, and ready to compile the code. Let's go ahead and compile it. So this is very straightforward code. I think you can just follow the video, and all you have to do is make sure you have an account created in the platform.openai.com. So once you have it, you have all the information to complete this yourself. And if any questions, you can just put that in the uh, chat in the description. I will respond back to you. So allow the API is deployed now, ready to test. Let's go to the browser, and then in the browser we're going to say localhost 8081 text, and then the query, and this is where you can pass anything what you want. So you can say who is the president of USA. Okay, so you can see that it's immediately responding back. And that's it. I really appreciate you listening to this video, and hope you can practice and let me know your feedback. Thank you so much.